certain people will start to develop things like, my current product doesn't have the ability to grow anymore. Like I've hit a ceiling. That one is one of the most common ones I've seen. And generally this happens after they've attempted like 2 things, maybe 3 things to try to fix it. They'll be like,
oh, well, my advertising.
And a lot of this that creates the storyline of our conclusions, a lot of it is handy down data, okay? And so you hear things where, your advertiser might say like,
oh yeah, like I've tried to relaunch the campaign. I've tried to like relaunch it with totally different creatives. I've tried like different audiences.
I talk to people that are spending a lot of money on paid ads or just starting. And I look, when they say things like that, I'm like, all right, pull up the ads manager and show me. And when you literally look, it's like, they had like 5 different creative angles that they were testing. You look at the account structure and it's fucked. Like it looks like none of the best practices that should be there. They're just terrible things that would obviously increase the odds the account loses money and doesn't perform well. They disrespect the machine learning best practices. They don't follow any of this, simply put, things that are probable to get the account to work better. And then they tell the business owner, they're like,
oh dude, I tried a bunch of different messaging.
And again, the business owner's thinking like,
what? Oh, you tested like a couple 100 different angles.
And then again, with the audience example, I tested a bunch of different audiences. You go look at it and they spent like a couple $100 on a lookalike audience versus an interest stack. And like they're doing a bunch of stuff that's super non-compliant and that has terrible messaging best practices. Just simply put, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing, but they want to feel like they hired competent people. And so they make the conclusion to themselves, well, I'm listening to my advertiser. Obviously, you'd want to believe that your advertiser's good. That way, you're not thinking to yourself all the terrible psychological pain things. Remember that Vitalize and Simple Truths principle. The whole point of the book is we're trying to manipulate ourselves away from psychological pain, okay? That's an example of psychological pain. Imagine that, having to actively admit that the person that you've hired is a fucking dumpster fire of a hire, okay? That's obviously gonna fuck you up mentally and make you think, I wasted all this money, I wasted all this ad spend, I had somebody that sucked. It's gonna traumatize you in the future relationships that you choose to either pursue or not pursue when you hire another advertiser. Again, if you'd rather just say, oh no, my advertiser told me we tested a bunch of hooks, we tested a bunch of different messaging, we tested a bunch of different audiences. And you don't even go in there and fucking audit it yourself because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't even know how to go in there and audit it because you've never taken the time to actually learn this kind of shit. So it's like, you'll be conclusive about that and you'll say, oh, my product. That's what you'll then conclude to next. You'll be like, oh, this product's dead. This product doesn't have life. And it's like, dude, in reality, there are infinitely better, faster, more short-term probable to work solutions if you just had updated data, if you just had the right data to use, if you just had the right people to execute it on your behalf, okay? And again, instead you make a conclusion and you kill a fucking product and you just try to go and switch offers. And think about what that's done. Think about how many examples, either yourself, you've lived through this, and think about how many times you've heard it in others.
Oh, I pivoted offers and I nuked my fucking revenue straight into the ground.
Okay, I wanna be fair in saying there's plenty of people that I also know and have literally helped do this that have made offer transitions and made more money as a result on the other side of an offer transition. So I'm not trying to demonize offer transitions. What I'm attempting to make you self-aware of is I'm demonizing the fact that in a very inconclusive way of making the deterministic conclusion,
oh, my fucking product's dead.
That's what I'm trying to demonize. That's a super fucking dumb way to make decisions and make the wrong narratives real and start living in a story that's on a different timeline than reality. And you start optimizing all these decisions in a non-reality based environment and you're fucking yourself as a result of doing that. Again, so that happens a lot. Product-based, oh, my product's dead type decisions. It's the same thing with all the little ad stuff as well, like,
oh, I've tested a bunch of audiences. Oh, I've tested a bunch of creatives. Oh, we've spent money on Google AdWords. That shit didn't work for us.
And it's like, well, yeah, when you hire a fucking dipshit and you don't do anything and you make these kinds of conclusions, it's like, of course shit's not probable to work. Like, it's like the people who are like,
oh, dude, I hired a bunch of agencies. Like, that shit never works. It's like,
yeah, right, dude. You hired a bunch of fucking morons that just came out of a course program and you were their first deal. Of course they had no idea what the fuck they were doing. Like,